we can use mustn't as a negative obligation word. Have a look at this example here. Here are some children leaving school, but of course there are rules about when a child can leave school. And a child might hear this: you mustn't leave school before the end of the day. And here we have a rule not to do something. The form is like this: subject followed by mustn't or must not, and then the infinitive clause. You is the subject, mustn't is the negative form of must, and leave introduces the verb that introduces the rest of the clause. And it's a rule not to do something. Now, negative obligation can be complicated in some situations. And one complication is when attempting to use the negative form of have to, because there is a difference in meaning here. Have a look at these children now. They are not in school. Why? Because you don't have to go to school in the evening. And here we're stating that there is no rule. It's different. If we said you mustn't go to school in the evening, then it's a rule. You must obey this command. School not in the evening. It's a rule. But here, don't have to means there is no rule. The rule does not exist. So the negative here applies to the idea of a rule, not the rule itself. And the form here is the subject, followed by don't have to or do not have to, and then the infinitive clause, which begins with go. So there's a big difference between mustn't and don't have to. Do not confuse them. They have different meanings. They are negative in different ways. There's one more word to look at when looking at negative modals. And that is needn't or don't need to. And again, there are some variations you need to be aware here. Let's look at these children again. And as well as saying you don't have to go to school, you could also say you don't need to go to school in the evening. It's the same as don't have to, and it means that no rule exists. The form here is the same as don't have to, except we've used need instead. Subject, you, don't need to or do not need to, and then the infinitive clause. So the verb go followed by the rest of the clause. Now there's another form of need in the negative as well, which you cannot use with have to, but with need you can. And here it is this: you needn't go to school in the evening. Here it is. You needn't go to school in the evening. It's the same in meaning as don't need to. Don't need to, needn't mean the same things, but it's a different way of saying it. So instead of using need to, you use need with the not part next to it. Can you use need not? Well, you can use need not, but be aware that it's not commonly used. So it's best to avoid need not, simply because people don't really use it. So those are ways of introducing negative obligation, but be clear. Mustn't means that the rule is negative. Don't have to, don't need to, or needn't mean there is no rule at all. Be clear on the difference between those words.